Hey Scrappy friends, it's Audrey. Thank you for coming by my channel today. I am super excited to be joining the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. Virginia makes amazing cut files, so you can go check out the store, which I'll link below. I am using the banners cut file, and I am going to actually create a birthday page today. I don't often do themey pages, but I have a backlog of birthday photos piling up, so I need to get some done. So I just traced this PNG, and I am going to draw in some shapes here to represent my photos, which are 3x4. I have 2 photos. I usually only work with 1 or 2 photos. My original plan, I really wanted to cut the photos into the triangle shape to kind of match them up on the banner and have like a big pennant hanging from the banner that was the photo. But the way that my subjects were in the photos, I could not cut the photo in a triangle shape. So I'm just going to leave them as rectangles. I decided to add in a third banner here, so I just copied and pasted the first one and then added it below, and I was trying to see how I want to arrange this. I love working in Design Studio to do this because it really allows you to play around in the program and see your layout before you actually go and cut everything and get it on the page and then decide you don't like it. So I've cut out my banners here from white cardstock, and there are my photos. And I think I've already gessoed my background on the cardstock here. So this is just white marshmallow cardstock I went over with a clear gesso. So as you can see from these photos, a super bright orange and blue and yellow color palette. And I thought, what am I going to do to not make these colors so crazy? And I didn't really think that there was any way that I could not make them crazy. And I'm thinking I don't really want to do rainbow because there's so many, just the contrast with the orange and the blue in the photo. So I'm gonna just take that orange and blue head on, and I am going to create some mixed media on my background here, really picking up on that orange. So I started with yellow, which is a tiny bit of yellow in my photos and some of the balloons. And I kind of put the yellow behind where my photo's going to go. I just sprayed it. This is a Shimmers. And then I go back with a paintbrush and kind of just blend it in a little bit. And then I'm using a Distress Oxide. I think it's called Marmalade in an orangey color. I was really nervous because I thought this might be too bold of an orange, but I actually really love how this came out. And then I'm just going through with some splatters, and I'm letting it dry. And then I go back in with a tiny bit of kind of an orangey red. I can't remember what this is called. It's like maybe persimmon? No, I can't remember. And there's not really much red in my photo, but I thought it would be a nice contrasting color. I didn't want to put blue on there because there was already blue in my photo, and I really wanted the dark blue to stand out. So there it is, and I really, really love how that mixed media came out. So I'm going to back my banner flags now, and I didn't really have orange paper that the color matched well with what I was trying to do. So I dug into my washi stash, and I was going to try something with creating all the flags just by putting the washi behind it, but I would have had to cut out another set. It's hard to explain what I was trying to do, but I thought maybe the washi would be a little bit transparent and I could just back the openings with washi tape, but I definitely had to tape the tape onto something. So I took the negative from my cut file. So after I cut my cut file out from cardstock, I took the negative, which you'll see, that's over under the left there underneath my papers now, which has the triangle shapes, and I'm just cutting off those triangles, covering them with washi tape. There's the paper I'm talking about, and then gluing that behind my opening. So I mixed up some washi tape backed pieces, and then I got some pattern paper. I dug into my kits that are kind of birthday themed. This is the crepe paper line called Hooray. I'm using a really old Dear Lizzy collection called Fine and Dandy. That's probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 years old. And just picking up some of the reds and a few of the other colors. So I'm going to stick with the blue and orange and yellow and add a little tiny bit of red. And so the same thing with the yellow. I decided instead of just digging through all my papers, I just pulled out some washi tape, and I'm going to cover these triangles with the washi tape. I'm trying to match up the patterns on the tape as well. Trim those off, and I will just glue them right to the background. I love how that looks. I'm really glad that I embraced the bright orange and blue instead of trying to tone it down or anything. I think it just really makes it fun and makes it pop and look like a party page. This washi tape book came with that Dear Lizzy Fine and Dandy collection. It's really old, and oh my gosh, I could not for the life of me get this washi tape off this book. It was really stuck on there. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just covering the triangle with this washi tape, and I'm kind of just cutting off the extra pieces and filling them in on different spots. There's a little hint of that bright magenta pink on this piece of washi tape, but that doesn't really bother me. There's that. It'll come up on that little piece, and then a couple others. I love the addition of the kind of minty blue to this. I think that really made a difference. So then I went through and I machine stitched the edges of the banners there with just, again, some kind of minty blue teal thread. And then I'm going to put some foam adhesive, pop dots, whatever you want to call them, behind all the banners. You'll notice, by the way, I didn't fill in every single piece of the banner because my photos were going to cover up some, so I didn't bother to do that. And then I will put these down. So this was my son's birthday party last July with his friends at Sky Zone, which is like a bounce house place. They had a blast. Like I said, I'm really backlogged with my birthday photos. I don't do birthdays that often, and I know I probably should because they're like big milestones, but I tend to just scrap kind of the everyday more often. But anyway, I showed him this page when it was finished, and he loved it. He loved remembering all his friends being there. So this Celebrate sticker is from the Crepe Paper like foam sticker pack. I also have this one that goes with this collection as well. By the way, I got these at Tuesday Morning. I don't know if you know what Tuesday Morning is, but it's kind of like a bargain shop, I guess, and they have a scrapbooking section, and sometimes you can find some really good buys there, and they had a lot of this collection there, so I was super excited to get them there. I had cut out that banner that says Happy Birthday to You, but it just wasn't fitting. Pulled off a couple of the 3D embellishments, going through the chipboard now, just picking out a few things. I'm going to stick with the color theme here. I pulled off a couple stars from this chipboard. I actually end up taking them off, well, some of them, because they just weren't, I don't know, they weren't matching. I switch out and try these sequin ones. That wasn't working either. You can see I put a little birthday hat on the photo over on the right, over my son's head. Sometimes, I don't know, I don't like to cover up my photos a lot with embellishments, but sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it works, and in this case it does. I also considered, I think I do this later, I also considered putting embellishments over some of the kids in the background in that lower right photo, because like the one child you can see in the back there, like the balloons are going like right through his face, and it just, I don't know. But then I felt bad like covering up other kids' faces in my photo, so I just left it. It is what it is. I took another little blue piece, a little blue flag that says yay, yay, yay at the top. I love these 3D embellishments. Just a lot of embellishments in this collection, different types. I decided I wanted to back my photos, and I chose the minty blue to kind of offset the orange in the background, but it's a light blue, so it's a nice subtle contrast. It's not like a huge contrast. And I'll just put those on with my tape runner and then distress the edges. So you see that I put a little cluster of balloons up behind the photo. on the top left, and when I realized when I took my final pictures, my little gold balloon is missing. It must have fallen off somehow from when I did my layout and when I took my picture, so I have to search around for it. The dog probably got it, so it's probably long gone. I also, the circular embellishment that's kind of the, it says happy birthday, it's over on my desk right now on the right. I had it on the photo on the left, and I just kept playing around with it. I didn't really like it on that photo there. And I'm trying to balance the black letters in the word celebrate by putting another little banner at the top that says hooray. So I'm just going to move these few things around just a tiny bit because I'm just not just 100% pleased with where everything's going. I decided to pull out some different stars. These are from Chamel. They're kind of a bluish, sparkly blue. So I'll just scatter a few of those around. I had used an 8 from an alpha pack. It was kind of yellow, but it wasn't the right yellow, so I got rid of it, and I took this vellum sheet, which is from that Dear Lizzy Fine and Dandy collection. I cut out a number 8, and I'm going to stick it in there with the Celebrate. It's very subtle, but I kind of like that it kind of goes with the yellowish in the background a little bit. Pop that phrase up. And almost done here. Again, just playing around with placement for a few things. When I look back at this page, I feel like, oh, by the way, I cheated, and off camera, you don't see this, I added a little tiny bit more orange behind the photo on the top left. So I did go back with my watercolors, or my mists, my inks, and added a little bit more orange. But and then you can see I added my journaling along the edges of the banner there. So I really love how this came out. I'm so glad I embraced the bold colors and used that orange in the background. Not a color I would typically use, but I love, love, love how it came out. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited to be joining the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. So there will be more to come in the next few weeks. Thanks so much. Stay scrappy, my friends.